Hi there, it's Jessie here. Welcome to the channel and a very happy Valentine's Day to you. I said you can't get mad because I'm not touching. Does that happen to anyone else? That's a quote from The Simpsons. I don't know when. I think it's from The Simpsons. It's from my childhood. Anyway, I remember my brother doing it a lot. He'd be like, "Can't get mad, I'm not touching. Can't get mad, I'm not touching." And it lives in my head at least once a day. I'm saying, "Can't get mad, because I'm not touching." I said, "You can't get mad, because I'm not touching." It just comes out all the time, all day, every day. And I think about it and I think you can get mad. You can get mad, actually. It's not like just because they're not touching, you can get mad. They can be touching your space, you know? And who's to say it's, whose space is it? How can I claim it's my space? But it is my space, is it? Okay, today we're going to be a bit of an off-the-cuff one. I'm not going to be around for a while. I'm going to Spain. I'm going on holiday to see some friends and the baby. And then swallow, swallow, swallow. Notice that. Someone shared that I've got a closed throat chakra. Or I'm not speaking anyway. I'll keep calling myself out. It means something. So I'm going away. Then my sister's coming back. And then I've got module 3 of the course that I'm doing. So I will be back in a week or so. Itching ear. What does it mean? Listen. There is a thing about silence. There is much more clarity in silence. You know, when we want answers to things, I'll speak for myself. When I want an answer to something, I'm like thinking about it, analyze. And actually, the opposite is true. Just be quiet. First of all, what happens to me when I go quiet is there's this like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing actually wrong, at least for me, in my experience right now. Oh my goodness. You know, it's making me think of like, I've been talking a lot about wealth recently and like poverty mindset and breaking out and being rich and abundant, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, my friend very rightly asked, what is the amount of money that you would need to feel not poor? And it's literally just a mindset of feeling like my needs are being met. And I think about it, like, what are my needs? Like, as long as I have what I need, that's all I need. I don't actually need more. And all of my needs I have right now. It's like, it's like, I think, because it's about being grateful. You know, they say like, gratitude, be grateful. And like life gives more because you're thankful for it. And it makes sense to be in that energy, like, thank you, that you sort of, it grows and it grows. It makes sense to me. And I've heard it before and I've tried to practice it, but it doesn't stick, you know. It's sort of, talking to my friend about it, there's some kind of resistance to inviting in that sort of gratitude and abundance. I don't know, it's just because the neural networks weren't made, something about the lack mindset. You know, you can't be really grateful and be in lack. You can't. Anyway, so yeah, being grateful. And then I think about it and I have everything that I need. So anyway, there was a tangent. So it's a mindset. Do I feel at peace? Do I feel safe? Now, in this moment. Shrug, shrug. See, that came from the silence. Let's see what else is in there. One more thing that's coming up that I feel is on my chest to share is dynamics with people. One thing that I find challenging, dynamics of people, is like I have this sensitivity to the energetic conversation happening. And what I mean by that is when I'm talking to somebody, I'm feeling what's being said, as well as what's being said, and they don't always match up. And so somebody could be saying one thing, but what I'm feeling is like slight oppression. And I have this sometimes with people where it's when I don't feel heard, when I'm sort of explaining something or sharing my experience. And then sometimes I notice that people try to frame my experience in a way that's like victimizing me or like pitying, like, oh, it's tough, isn't it? And I'm sort of thinking, well, is that what they're hearing? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's I'm not communicating clear enough, but it feels clear. And then it feels like it's like, oh, or like, there's this sort of thing. And I'm like questioning, like, why is that? Because when I feel it, I'm like mad inside, it's like, I feel like this strong reaction. I think, okay, Jessie, breathe. Because I know now this kind of behavior normally from people is unconscious. It's a survival thing. So I'm thinking, why does it help them to bring me down? And I think, well, if they're in a lot of suffering, and then what I'm sharing, I believe, is from a non-suffering place. I feel quite empowered in my decisions, in my mistakes, whatever it is, I'm sort of owning it. Maybe that's difficult. So this sort of like, is just sort of join me in my suffering, and it's important for me to remember that, because in the moment, all I'm feeling is they're saying one thing and then I'm feeling energetically oppressed. And I'm like, okay, but my reaction, I feel a reaction inside of me to defend. And the way that I defend, I then go, you're wrong. And I make it out like that person's doing something intentionally wrong. It feels intentional in the moment because I'm experiencing it. So how could it not be intentional? And then I stop and I think, it's not. If they're suffering, it hurts to see somebody who's not. It's like, join me. Misery loves company. And I don't know why I'm sharing all this, but I guess I want to remind myself in that to not defend, because my reaction is get away, from this being, which I can do. But actually it's how to get through to them, but not have to be down there. This is what I need to practice. And if that's my responsibility, or if there's a way of doing it, and if I want to do that, but I do in a way, because it just doesn't feel comfortable. And I wonder if it's my place, my position there to say, to call it out. Or I feel like you're making it like I'm doing something wrong, and I don't like the feeling of that. I could just call it out, see how they respond, maybe bring awareness to it. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, it's just my perception as well. So it can always lead in with a question. Anyway, there we go. Thank you for listening. Is there anything more to say? Let's revisit the silence once more and just see. No, I think we're good. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're completely new and you like this, hit subscribe, join this beautiful community, and I'll see you in the next video. Guys, have a beautiful day, beautiful life. We got this.